Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Ballin back again with another Madden 22 franchise video, and today I bring you a brand new franchise, and this one is a special one because I am the actual Colts. This isn't the fantasy Colts. These are the actual Colts, and I tried to make them as pure Colts as possible because I am a Colts fan. Like this is my favorite team, so I wanted to keep them as pure as possible while also making, I think, one or two free agency pickups is what I ended up making. So if you're just here to figure out exactly how you should be setting the Colts up in order to have the most success, this is the part that you'll want to watch. And if you want to see the gameplay, stick around because I think you'll like it. And regardless, please do like the video. If you're here, helps out a ton, and it costs you pretty much nothing other than the movement of your thumb. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the depth chart so you can see what it is I'm working with. Now, in most leagues, the Colts are going to be either A tier or B tier team, which means you're probably only going to have one superstar. And since Carson Wentz is your quarterback, and it's probably going to be like, unless you're willing to trade something ridiculous, like you're not going to be able to get another quarterback, and no one's really going to be wanting to get rid of theirs. And Carson Wentz has 90 throwing power, so it's not like he can't be good. 90 throwing power and 80 speed is decent. He's just going to be inaccurate sometimes, which, you know, that can be improved over the course of the season. So I'm deciding to rock with Carson Wentz, and I threw my superstar on him. I think if you only have access to one, he is the person you put it on because you need him to upgrade as much as possible, as fast as possible. So that is going to be who I give the ball to the most. And then obviously we're going to be using JT out of the backfield a lot. I'll show all the abilities that I put on them as well after this. All right, so moving on at wide receiver. Now, we have some pretty solid receivers on our team, which is awesome. Paris Campbell is obviously going to be your number one. 6 foot, 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 91 agility. Like, yes, he's starting. He'll probably get a speed upgrade. I don't know. This is my first time using them, or using them in franchise. I mean, so it's all up in the air as far as how well this does. But yeah, so that's our number one, T.Y. Hilton. There's only, like, T.Y. Hilton's the oldest person on the team, so if you have an age reduction that you have for your league, this is who you want to put it on. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time finding another receiver. Now, if you can find another fast, good receiver, go ahead and get them, and then put them in your number 3. But if there aren't any really good fast wide receivers in the free agency, then put Michael Pittman Jr. in the slot position. Make sure you set him in the slot wide receiver on the depth chart as well. He's going to perform the best there. And in most cases, you don't necessarily pass to the slot that much. It's more so like underneath stuff like slants and digs and out routes and stuff like that. So that's the perfect place for him to be. Like a random curl or something, like that's the perfect place for him to be because he'll be able to route people up. And he doesn't have to burn somebody deep. So that's where Michael Pittman Jr. would go. And I like the fact that I have to use him because he's our best receiver in real life. I mean, unless you want to count Ty, but that boy be getting hurt. So another gem that we have on this team is Kylen Granson. Dude is super fast and tall, 85 speed, word. And then your number 2 tight end, if you do run any 2 tight end sets, is going to be Mo Alley Cox. Once again for the speed. But we're definitely going to start Kylen Grant, especially since he's a rookie. He'll probably have a higher chance at Devin up. And then Jack Doyle, I don't really start him because he's just too slow. And then the line, I mean, like it's the line. Put the best overall people in. And then at left end, so I don't know where this D Ford guy came from. I think maybe the computer signed him over off season while I automatically, because I didn't do it. But I'm actually not going to start him because Tyquan Lewis has 78 block shedding. So if you can find a DN with better block shedding than that, start him there, obviously. but you always want to have the best block shedding on the D line. So 76 block shedding from Kwity Paye, which is dope. At D tackle, we have the DeForest Buckner, one of the best D tackles in the league, 90 block shedding, of course. Now this guy, I wish I had somewhere for him to go, but 67 speed is just like, it's not cutting it to be in the DN spot. And on both of my DNs are way faster than DeForest Buckner, so it's not like I can move him to a DN spot instead. Like, nah, DeForest Buckner needs to stay in the D tackle spot, and this guy's just gonna have to ride the bench. And now at left outside linebacker, so Darius Leonard, of course, and then at middle linebacker, this is a backup outside linebacker that we have that I switched to middle linebacker. Same thing with Matthew Adams. Or no, take that back. I got this guy out of the free agency because we need a middle linebacker. Bobby Okereke is the usual starter at middle linebacker, but I moved him to the right outside. Got this guy out of free agency, so you're gonna need to get a linebacker out of free agency because the depth isn't really there. We have pretty much very good ones, but overall wise, not so much. So I made sure to get this guy, and then Matthew Adams is my number 2, just because I run 3-4. And then at right outside linebacker, I put Bobby Okereke here because of the speed. Speed on the outside linebacker position is very good because when you run nickel sets, those linebackers are going to be blitzing. So the faster they can get to the quarterback, the more pressure you can get, and then that increases your chances out of getting picks from throw out of sacks. Now, cornerback. We have 2 very, very good cornerbacks, and that's it. We also, actually take that back. We also have 3 safeties, 3 very good safeties. But cornerback position, no depth whatsoever. We have guys that are good but slow, and that just doesn't cut it in Madden. So the 2 that we have are Rocky Sin and Isaiah Rodgers. Both of these guys are dope. They're going to play very well, especially Isaiah Rodgers with 94 speed. Rocky Sin too, just because he's tall. And he has all the other stuff, like he has pretty high awareness, play recognition, all those things, right? That make a corner good. So it makes that 90 overall play a little bit better. And then if you're gonna have to get a cornerback out of free agency, it doesn't even matter if he's a low overall or not. You need speed in that slot cornerback position. And as much as I love Xavier Rhodes and Kenny Moore, like unless I can get a +1, like unless your franchise has camps where you can add +1 speed to somebody, you're just not going to be able to start them. If you can add +1 speed to somebody, I would give it to Kenny Moore, and then I would put him in the slot position. But other than that, I'm not like, he can't see the field. There's no way. With 90 speed against some of the cornerbacks I'm going to end up going up against, it's not going to cut it. I'd rather put Darryl Roberts in there and then try and draft a cornerback later on. So that's how we're going to do it. And then at free safety, you probably saw, but I moved Kenny Moore to free safety because I do feel more comfortable with him being there if need be. I don't even think injuries are on, so I'm pretty sure he's never going to see the field. Now someone we do have who's awesome is Julian Blackmon. Like, Colts got some safeties, man. We got Julian Blackmon, the freaking beast George Odom. I played this game a little while back where I was using George Odom and letting him like just do his own thing, and that dude flies around the field so fast, it's crazy. Some players just play differently. It's the weirdest thing. And then you're going to end up needing some depth at the safety position as well, because all the safeties we have are really slow. This is one of them, Kari Willis. That's not cutting it, bro. And then there's another safety that we had that I think I dropped from the team entirely to make room. And then Bobby Price is someone who I got because you're going to need someone to put in the sub linebacker position. And I like to put someone who's big, tall, fast, and jumps high. So look, 96 jumping, 6'3", 91 speed, like, yeah. So the thing that you're going to have to upgrade a lot for them, though, because you're likely going to end up having to put a DB there like I did. But you want to get the hardest hitting one. So what's this dude's hit power? 83 hit power. So he's built like a safety, you get me? But he just so happened to be in the corner position. So I think he's probably in real life, like I don't know who this dude is, but I'm pretty sure in real life he's probably a slot corner of some sort, a nickel back. And that's why he's a freaking thumper. So I'm going to put him in that position, and then he's going to be one of the people that I upgrade on a regular basis. And I'm going to continuously upgrade his run support so he gets better block shedding and awareness and man coverage and zone coverage. And pursuit, all those things that turn him into a linebacker style DB, which is exactly what I want him to be. Now kick returner, get Isaiah Rodgers from back there, put Naheem Hines. You don't want him tired before he has to go out there and play defense. Actually, I guess it would never work out like that, but still. Third down running back, of course, JT, slot wide receiver, Michael Pittman Jr. there, like I said. Rushing left end, Tyquan Lewis. Rushing right end, Kwity Paye. Rushing D tackle, DeForest Buckner. So I keep it the same that I have it set up in the other stuff. Sub linebacker, Bobby Price. And then if for whatever reason he's like tired or hurt or something, Kenny Moore would go in because he is a real life nickel back. So we'd probably play it decently. At least coverage wise, he would play it awesome. And he jumps high, which is weird. I was surprised to see this stat on him. 94 jumping. That dude gets up there. I was not expecting that at all. And then slot cornerback, Darryl Roberts, like I said. And then that is how you set up the Colts. So if that's all you wanted to see, you can go ahead and bounce now. Just remember, like the video, do me that one favor for showing you the best way to set up the Colts. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you for doing it. I'm assuming you just did it right now, right? Okay, no, let me chill. All right, so if you do want to see the rest, you do want to see how this league goes, how I use the Colts, want to follow me throughout the season, see if we get ourselves another Super Bowl, then go ahead and stick around, all right? So first off, let's set our season goal. Super Bowl bound, baby. No, I'm joking. I'm going to make it to the playoffs. The other thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put Slinger on Carson Wentz if your league allows that. Otherwise, he's just going to take forever to let go of the ball. He's not the best quarterback. He's not. I think his stuff is generic, so it's not as bad as Ryan Tannehill. But it's still not that great. Now, weekly strategy stuff. I think it simmed through it somehow. But what we will look at is the Seahawks, and we'll see how he has his team set up. So, Russell Wilson, the Seahawks are dope, man. Let's see. He's starting Chris Carson, as he should be. And then DK, Tyler Lockett. Like, look, like this early, this is how bad it would have been. Like, I would have had to put like multiple 90 speed receivers going up against me, and I wouldn't have had someone to cover that third guy. That's just not okay. Gerald Everett. He is starting Dunlap. Al Woods, okay. Now, Jordan Brooks is such a beast, man. Such a beast getting off the line. And then normally I put Tanner Muse on the other side, and then I just let both of them go to work. Tanner Muse and Jordan Brooks go stupid. And then cornerback position, they're a team that doesn't have that much depth in the cornerback position either, as far as speed goes. They do have Marquise Blair, but Quandre Diggs, like, nah. And then Jamal Adams, who's a freaking beast, one of my favorite safeties in this game. Let's see, slot wide receiver. I mean, so he does have Dwayne Eskridge in. I thought he didn't. Sub linebacker, Bobby Wagner. See, I wouldn't do that like that. And then he does have Sidney Jones in. So, all right, we've got everything it is that we need to know. Now, let's go ahead and get into the game.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and this one is underway here on EA Sports. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Wilson's throw caught here by Metcalf.
Nice throw. Big man catches the football for a first down, and that big man, that's DK Metcalf, the 9th receiver taken in the 2019 draft class. I think if we redid it, he might very well be the first one off the board. 83 catches for 1,300 yards last year.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. Room here to run. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 56 yards. And the Seahawks are on the board here first in the season opener. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. They'll fake the give to Taylor. Now Wentz. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
A gain of 3, second down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
On the option, a handoff to Carson. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Flush to his right, and he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Bobby Okereke able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th down. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. But now it'll be third down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Wentz going to lead for Taylor on the option. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The third running back taken in the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards, third most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Wentz. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton there to make the grab. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they were at field goal range last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Wentz. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. So the completion gets him just a yard, and they're going to have a 3rd down. 7-7, our score after 1. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Wentz. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Off the option, here's Taylor. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw is Wentz. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch.
10th season now in the NFL for T.Y. Hilton, all of them with the Colts, and he went over the 600 catch mark last year for his career. He continues to be a reliable target downfield for Colts' new quarterback, Carson Wentz.
Taylor, and he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor taking it in from 4 yards out, and the Colts have taken the lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. A quick target here, complete to Metcalf. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now it's Wilson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. It's a big play there for Seattle. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Wilson. A pass underneath for Carson. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Throwing again here, Wilson. Dancing to his left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. On 2nd and goal, Wilson flushed out right. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the Colts are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offense.
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there for Indy. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's Wentz to throw. The quick slant caught. Touchdown Colts. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Colts add on to their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
This one into the hands of Metcalf. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. From just shy of midfield, Wilson. They'll find Everett there, complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing is Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Wilson will throw again. Flush to his right. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Gain of 9 that time on the scramble, 1 yard shy of the marker, and it brings up 4th. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And some room to work. 20. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 53 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10.
40, 82, 40. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
Throwing is Wentz. Touchdown! 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Colts are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Oh, and he pulled it right. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Ballin, 35. Coming to you. 35's the mic. I got you, boy. Sweet. Got it.
Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Finding room at the 30. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second intercept. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 40. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his 2nd one.
Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And this is caught. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Wentz going to bat this forward on the jet sweep. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
Blankenship's kick is good. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Able to force him out of the pocket right, but still able to complete it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll go option to the short side. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
On third down, Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 35, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Taylor's got the first down and more. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. 92 yards rushing for him now here in week 1. A very solid start to this new campaign. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Wentz now to throw. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just
and he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. Carson Wentz with touchdown pass number 4 on the afternoon. And the Colts are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Now left side, a completion to his tight end, and they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Quiddy Pay brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And smartly going into the slide there. Wilson has enough for the first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Get that ball. Get that ball. 35's the mic.
Think you gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this?
Now Wilson. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. That catch good for only a couple. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Alert. Check 50. Check 50.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson being chased out left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Colts pick it up. Then he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Watch a slant.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 106 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. The give to Taylor. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. And the Colts are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they will take a knee here. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
All right, so we got ourselves a dub to start off, which is dope. Now, the most notable things is we were right about George Odom. Dude balled out, got a pick off the jump. And we were also right about Carson Wentz, because that boy overthrew the first pass of the game straight into the hands of the defense. Like, T.Y. Hilton got 2 touchdowns, surprisingly. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that. But I'll take it. You feel me? We're gonna put let's put slot on. I'm just gonna put slot on everybody. Cool. Bobby Okereke. Let's do speed rusher, because that's what I want him to turn into. George Odom, my guy. Let's do hybrid. That dude really got a pick already. I think maybe 2 of them, right? Bobby Price got a sack already. Like, it's looking nice around these parts. I didn't pass for enough yards, unfortunately. But we won. Like, why do they say 350? It's so many yards. And looks like that's it. As far as games played, here's what the league is looking like. JT's up there. He's number 3. Freaking Pay got 2 sacks. I didn't even realize. George Odom, 2 picks, like I said. Somehow Desmond Trufant has 7 tackles. All right, cool, man. I'm happy with the first game. So if you like the video, definitely like the video. Comment below if there's anything else you'd like to see on this channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.